Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you as we kick off another 3-day racing week here in Hollandale Beach, and we are back on the turf today. Look how good that turf course looks. Great job by the team. We were off last week with all that rain that finally we kind of dodged it for quite some time.
Yeah.
It came in last week, truth be told, probably needed a little bit of it, so we're back
needed
today.
a lot of it.
Needed a lot of it, and I tweeted out yesterday, this is the best Friday card we've run here for my money since the championship meet ended.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we got 3 turf races, good maiden races too for 2-year-olds, a lot of excitement. Rainbow Six is starting to build too. That's in race number 4 today. $100,000 is on the line. Of course, Ronnie's got the ticket coming up, so we'll look forward to that. Carryover's approaching $40,000, so looking forward to that a little bit later on. Fast main track, firm turf course as well, and I guess we're on like a
I
little
was
bit of
trying to say that we are really behind. Yeah, like by 8.
Very funny. There were no TVs on in the office or anything, so luckily you weren't giving me some other gestures that maybe you've done a time or two
like
in the past. So,
yeah.
But we are fast and firm. I promise you that, and we're 55 minutes and something to first post. Let's take a look at my early pick 5 here in race number 1. This is now going to – I had no idea what you're talking about. This is going to throw me off a little bit here for the opener. We've got a $16 early pick 5 ticket, and we'll see what too deep in the opener. Back-to-back singles for me. In race 2, I've got the 8 in rate. That is Estrella is going to be a short number in there. In race 3, my best bet of the day is Hot Diva. Scratched out of the stakes last week to run here in race number 4, and on the turf there, rails out at 66 feet today. Take note of that. I've got the 3 Bet Stormy on top, and in race number 5, down on the inside, Mr. Iceman for the Cassie Barn is my long shot today. There was a big scratch. Boomchero is not going to participate, so that might ding me a little bit. So that is a $16 early pick 5 ticket. We'll get to the opener now. 6 furlongs on a fast main track. These are $8,000 2Ls, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. It's a clean field of 7, and I have no idea who you picked. So who you got? You got the 3.
I have the 3. Wait, were you being facetious in saying that?
I am being facetious because now they pop up.
Yeah.
Now.
I do. This is my best bet here today.
Okay.
I just think today has got to be her day. The 3rd place finisher of that last race she came out of, came back to win. 13th try is the non-winners of 2 charm, maybe.
The only thing I'm going to fight you with, wow, you didn't put the 4 anywhere. That's surprising to me. That race for her was just like way up here. Can we get back to it? I don't know.
True.
Maybe doesn't need to get back to it, quite honestly. We'll see. I thought for sure you'd be on the 4 in all probability. This is your move that you taught me well. First time on the main track ever, a daughter of Improbable out of a hard-spun mare. Fausto Gutierrez is 0 for 11 off the claim. There was a time, and I'm going to say that time was probably a year ago, this barn was about 30% off the claim. I find this horse interesting today.
I don't blame you, and trust me, I gave a long, hard look at her because, like you said, that this is really my ankle. But from the beginning with her, she was a very, very small filly. I always thought she was kind of on the cheaper side looking. Just physically, to me, she doesn't seem like a strong dirt filly.
Okay. Well, you're playing against the 4. I'm playing against the 2, who I was dead right with last time because this horse has scratched time and time again. Yep. You would have thought after winning for fun for 12.5, she'd be rising in class. Instead, she comes off a layoff. I got to see more from her.
Yeah, I don't blame you there, and you'll take a short price on her too. It's very early in the betting, but you're going to take a really short price on her. And last time, how much was it the mud, and how much of it was there's something suspicious going on?
Exactly. I think to me personally, it's more the latter than the former. TT pick 3 time in race 2, as well as the early pick 4. Back on the turf, we like that. A firm turf course as well. The rails at 66 feet here, 7.5 furlongs, 52 feet.
Okay,
Excuse me. Take note of that. Early print, 52 feet. So take note of that. Thank you. This is a $35,000 maiden claimer here. Clean field of 10, just scratch the AE. That's the 11. She's tripping, and we'll start with Samantha's TT pick 3 ticket.
Yeah, we will both see how much it is here, but I am spreading to kick it off. I've got a single at the end. It's the Victor Barboza trainee. That's first time in the barn. This race here, I felt like you needed to spread. Race number 4 a little bit later. It got scratched down, but I have my long shot, and that's Ganesh. I'm not going to get a very nice price anymore, I don't think,
You're
with 2
get
scratches.
a ton of price
I
on
hope
that
so.
horse.
And yeah, in the finale, like I said, that's my anchor of the 3 for Victor Barboza.
Yeah, very logical horse in the finale as Victor takes over. Boy, okay, you're spreading here. I would have loved to spread here. I just thought the 8 was way too much. Who do you have on top?
I've got the 2
All right,
Rogue
go.
Runner
I like
on top. Yeah, I like that this filly's going to get to 2 turns here. I think that's so significant. This is a good post position as well. She just has really called it in her last couple too, but she's kind of just gone up and down on the dirt. So I'm excited to see her on the grass here today. Roguish has been all right with producing some grass runners, so we'll see.
Well, everybody's going to be a price in here because it wouldn't shock me if Estrella is odds on,
Right.
even in a 10-horse field. Trainer switched at Carlos David. That's a huge angle. We can show the replay here. Maiden special weight dropper might get loose here and just. She has turf form, too. That's the other thing. And her turf race wasn't bad at all. So
Yeah,
we'll see it here.
Yeah, we're going to be this is going to really test our memory today
correct.
with these replays. I did these on Saturday, so bear with me as I try to remember why I picked certain replays. 21-1 last time out, but this is her first time going to turn. She ran really well.
Yeah,
she just got tired. That was it. She was defeated by her stablemate. Well, it actually wasn't her stablemate. Now it is, because Backring Buzz is the trainee for Carlos David.
Yeah, so she's going to be a short number. Amisio's going to put her on the lead, and if nobody runs with her, they won't see her again. But you're allowed to look elsewhere because everybody else is going to be a square price. Zero Remorse, another one. A lot of these horses not only are trying turf, they're stretching out today for the first time, too.
Well, the offspring of Candy Ride, I feel like they run on absolutely anything.
Sure.
And she has one other foal, and that horse won long on the grass.
Kitten's Joy on the bottom of this pedigree, too. I thought Holy Spicy showed signs of life on the turf last time, and she's going to stretch out, too. And she's by Brethren with Arch on the bottom, so maybe...
Ooh, Brethren on the turf.
Yeah, Brethren on the turf, but Arch on the bottom. I'm thinking distance because she ran okay last time.
Fair enough.
Wasn't beating all that much. Fun one in race number 3. Excuse me, maiden special weight here for the 2-year-old fillies. We'll stretch them to 7 furlongs as well, and it's a clean field of 7 in here. And we'll start with you. Where are you going?
I went with the 7. I'm not a huge fan of this post position here, but I loved her debut. Now, these were connections that won first time out in the past with the horse named Naughty Rascal, this Mr. Pug Stables. But this horse here was very unhurried at the beginning of the race and just was very spotty in her running. She just ran in spots. She was switching leads left and right. But surprisingly, with all that being said, I know she only beat a couple horses home. She ran really well, enough for me that I want to go back to her again, especially stretching out a bit. Yeah,
she's going to get more ground, and this is going to be 7 furlongs now, so you're going to have to earn it today. I don't think you can just pop the field and be in front and win like you could at 4.5, 5. We're going to show you Hot Diva and Sweet Agenda. Sweet Agenda at 40-1 for Nolan Ramsey. There was a time in this race where you thought maybe she was going to get brave here and wire. Hot Diva didn't break, and I actually picked her in the stakes last week. She's my best bet. You know, Mo Hijinks won this race with a 48 buyer, and she was nowhere on Saturday. It was a sloppy track. I'm worried that this race is just not any good, but it's being coned, and we're stretching out here, too. Hot Diva's the one I want.
Yeah, well, this was an absolutely impossible post. Now, you could see she was just in her left lead late here. She never switched at all, so I think she just kind of paid the price. She obviously, 1, needed the race. 2, they're going to put blinkers on her today. She was just a little bit green, but you got to give her credit from breaking from that far outside and still being able to run like that. Patrick B. and Cajon Barn, this meet 42%. It's phenomenal.
Everything,
Yeah.
too. Turf, dirt, short, long, 2-year-olds, older.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Doesn't matter. 2 bullets since that debut, too. Wouldn't shock me if they're favored, but Sea King down on the inside for Safi, they're just going to bet these horses.
Yep.
Big bullet on August 9th. Not that we could, see anything.
See it, yeah. It's tough, I feel like, already to debut going 7, and then the rail.
On the rail, too.
That's kind of
Yeah. Nothing on Bert's naughty girl. Boy, Jeff Engler, so overdue to get a win, and this daughter of Matoli has worked big for this.
Yeah, she has, and I don't mind horses with the barn like this. Well, you can't play a barn like this that's 0 for 49,
Right.
but well overdue for a win. And first-time starters, not really something that the barn has a lot of success with, but the $90,000 price tag wasn't a bad one at the OBS March sale there. I think that she's going to run well, but again, it's hard to debut.
It really is. 8th full from the dam. None of them have won on debut. She is kin to a horse that made over $230,000. So we'll see. Watch the tote here. Obviously, they're going to bet the 1 and the 3, but watch the other ones in here and see if anybody's live and taking money. So we got 3 down, 6 to go. Take a short break. When we come back on Gulfstream today, Rainbow 6 time for Ron Nicoletti. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. A beautiful, picture-perfect Friday afternoon. We're back on the turf. It's a firm turf course. Rails at 52 feet today. Do take note of that if you printed early. Not the 66, the 52. Just take note of that. $100,000 in the estimated Rainbow 6 jackpot. So we've gotten to that 6-figure number. We're going to take a look at Ronnie's ticket now. Of course, he'll be out here in the opener. Ronnie's got that 4320 playbook there, and he's got no singles on this ticket either. So, yeah, no singles here. So he's spreading a little bit in the first 2 legs to get us going here. And then in race 6 and in race 7, he's 2 deep. Race number 8, which is race 6 is another 2-year-old race. Looking forward to that one as well. Race 8 is our feature for the State Breds. Big scratch in there, but he goes 3 deep. And in race number 9, on the turf to get out of this sequence, Ronnie's got the 6, Giddy Up Baby, along with the 7. Miss Mary Marguerite is going to offer some value in there, trying the turf for the first time. That's a 43.20 ticket for Ronnie, and we'll kick it off here in race number 4. And you're going to try to make this is on the turf at a mile here. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The tag is $20,000. We do have scratches of the 2 Burnaway and the 5 Maria's Honor. And you are going to try to blow this up with Ganesh. What's going on here?
Well, Ganesh has been on the grass 3 different times, and those were in extremely tough competition in tough fields. They were allowance fields way back in 2023. This is an all grass pedigree here. The Dynaforma mare, I love that on the turf. The dam was actually grade 3 winner long on the grass. So now we'll finally get back to that. You're exiting out of some sprints, so theoretically you should be involved early enough on in the race where you can be a big player here. Hey, I like it even more that they scratched the other in training.
I don't like her at all, but the fact that they scratched the stablemate who was hadn't run in forever, but the fact they scratched the stablemate, they're going to run Ganesh. Maybe you take an extra look here. Price, unfortunately, is not the 20 that it would be, but you're going to get a very healthy number here regardless. Bet Stormy, the turf race for DeBona off the claim. That was 3 starts ago. That's good enough, or right there against a group like this.
Yep, it is, and she's one that she's just kind of right there every single time she picks up a check. the consistency is key here.
We'll show you World Traveler and More Than Glory. They went at it.
Yep.
2 starts back
Right.
for World Traveler. This is June 12th. Actually, 2 starts back for
Both.
More Than Glory as well. They both ran very, very
Yep.
well. This is probably a winning effort in here today, too.
Yeah, I think so. And what I impressed me about this race was I thought that More Than Glory was really game between horses,
Yeah.
which can be tough to do. The Laura Cesaris barn was really off to a I don't want to say a hot start because it wasn't really a start. The barn was very hot about
Yeah.
a month ago, and it's kind of
Little
slowed
bit.
down just a little
Agree
bit.
with
So
that.
just take note of that.
All 3 of these horses have taken turns with each other.
Right.
More Than Glory, Bet, Stormy, and World Traveler. So we'll see what we get today. Late pick 5 goes in race number 5. We're at 5.5 on the Tapeta, and what is a 12-5 claimer here. These are 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have never won 3 races or a race since February the 15th. Scratch the 4, Peace Not War. Jet Wings and his speed. The 8 is out. And the big scratch, because this was the definition of the wild card, Boom Shero, the 9 and his 2-for-2 Tapeta record in a long layoff is out. So clearly you got to beat Tap Gold, but let's see what you're doing with this late 5.
Well, I am going to just go too deep in this opening leg. In race number 6, I'm singling Canton for Safi Joseph. There's just, it's not the strongest
No.
maiden special weight we're going to
Agreed.
run here at all. Now, races 7 and 8, those are the spread races for me. Race 7, I do have the 8 on top. That's my lucky angel. I like this post position. Race number 8, I have the 5 on top, Sin for a Season. Returning back to the dirt in what I feel like is a much, I don't want to call it an easier class, but a better class to handle today. And in the finale, I'm just going to single Awesome Campaign. This race, you could go a lot of different ways, but I feel like she's got a little bit of back class to her, and she's got some tactical speed, and that helps.
Yeah, they're gonna bet her. It
They are.
wouldn't shock me if she's favored, but I still, even first time Barboza, I feel like she's got some improvement, but she might do it today. We know how good that barn is. All right, back on the turf here, back on the Tapeta here for race number 5, and we're going to start with you. You're on Super Watson. I just can't come up with this horse.
Well, I like the blinkers off.
Okay.
An 8-year-old getting them off, it's just one of those things that it's a move that I really like. Now, not a good sign that they've sat on this horse since mid-May, but the race that he's coming out of was decent.
Yeah.
We'll see Reddier back on Sunday, so just take note of that. But I just think that the blinkers off move is going to maybe get something a little bit more out of this horse.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go. Well, that would be anything because Safi hasn't gotten a thing out of this
Nope.
horse in 4 starts off the claim. Unfortunately, prices you're going to get one is going to go way down. My long shot too. Now, Mr. Iceman for Team Cassie. I mean, they tried with this horse, different things, couldn't do anything.
No.
Moved him to Tapeta last time, and by far the best effort he has shown in well over a
Right.
year.
Yeah, he's the other one. He ran really well
He
last
did.
time. Unfortunately, the rail's not ideal.
It's not. I think we overrate the rail, provided you can get off on the
Well,
far
that's
turn.
true, yeah.
Otherwise, the rail's great, but if you can't get off of it when you turn for home,
You're stuck.
you're stuck. But Mr. Iceman, the interesting thing here is that Jet Wings is out, so Breezer probably comes with the speed now. Tap Gold, I mean, nobody can win if Tap Gold runs anything close to his best race.
If he runs his race, he's
but-
ready to roll. Yep.
From an optional claimer in for 12-5 today off a layoff. We'll see.
Yeah.
Rohan's going good again, though, and he does spot them where,
Right.
they can win. Late pick 4 in race number 6. We kick it off in a maiden special weight. Let's take a look at my late pick 4 ticket now, and then we'll get into this one here. And it's a $16. Oh, my goodness. Dennis
Wow.
has saved the day for
There we
us. That's
go.
why we love him on most of the time,
Most
at
of the
least. But
time.
we're
We got the
back
TV
in
back.
real live time with you. So we'll
All
actually
right.
now look like we're on.
We know what we're
we
doing
know
a
what
little
we're
bit.
doing. Yeah, as opposed to a good 10-second delay there. Dennis, buddy, thank
Thank
you.
you.
I appreciate that. Why don't you go get yourself something at Arby's. In race number 7, for me, I've got the 8 on top there, and that is towards the outside. My Lucky Angel. Race number 8, the 2, Broderie on a drop for me today. And in race number 9, I'm certainly with Samantha, but I do think at the end of the day, Giddy Up Baby is still the horse to beat, and that's who I'll put on top. 63 in the finale for me. I lost my top pick in this race. Now, this is very key. I want to go through these scratches here. Maiden special weight at 5 for the 2-year-old fillies. Fast main track. If you got the early scratches, they were incorrect. So now the proper scratches. The 4, She's a Mischief Lady. The 6, Adios Tootsie. And the 8, it's the 8 Bundle that is out. The 9, Coquetta Blue, who was initially scratched, she is running. Take note of that. The 9 is running. The 8 Bundle is out, and I scratch into the 2, but there's little doubt that whoever was in here, they were going to have to beat Canton, who, I'll tell you what, if Canton is not odds on,
right,
something's really wrong.
Yeah, this filly, she's a half to Bazin, who was the Grade 1 hopeful winner. Bazin was actually second to Charlatan in the Arkansas Derby.
Half to Risen Up, too.
Yep. So, well, I like Bazin a little bit more, but yeah, that's fair, too. But this filly here, there's nothing to go off of except works on the page, and they look good.
They sure do. Dan was 2 for 13, won her debut, and oh boy, at least on paper, there's not much in here. She's supposed to win. She's supposed to do it at about $3.20. So we'll see. Epigram, though, is I found her interesting. She's got a slew of works. You, lo and behold, found something. We love that.
Yeah.
They paid a little number for a code of honor, $38,000, and we got Jaramillo here, too.
Yeah, so maybe that hints at some speed here at least. We'll show the OBS work. I wasn't a fan of this work at all. Now, to give her a little bit credit, it was 86 degrees. It's pretty toasty. She's kind of all over the place, just in and out of leads. And
looks very busy there to me.
Yeah, busy's a good way to put it. But 10-1, she's not the most athletic. I think the code of honors are going to take some time to develop.
I would think so.
Yeah, that's what it seems like so far, at least.
Yep, without a doubt. He wanted to run long, though he did win his debut. Remember his debut at Saratoga? In the slop from about 100 lengths off the pace.
That was impressive, yeah.
Wild.
They were not expecting that.
No, not in the least. A 7 Authentic Way for Steve Glaceris. What a year Steve is having. First foal from an unraced dam. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, they're all looking up at the 2. There's no doubt about that. Safi and Arundel have Mystical on Sunday.
Yes. Mystical.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Mystical, not mythical, who's in the family, by the way.
Right.
Late 3 here in race number 7. $1 late pick 3. Don't forget that mile in a 16th on the Tapeta. 12.52L in this spot. 3-year-olds and up. Scratch out the rail. That's the one, My Sergeant. And, okay, we're both on the same horse. Yeah. My Lucky Angel. He tangled with the 2 Ocala Rocket. We'll show that to you last time. First time Tapeta routing. I thought he ran pretty well.
Oh, yeah. Really, really well. And I felt like this is a prime example of what happens when you stay glued to the rail. So Ocala Rocket just had that outside trip. And My Lucky Angel looks theoretically like she's going to get it as well. But then Cipriano dives her into the inside right over here. And to me, it's like her wheels are spinning and she's not going anywhere, because she had the same amount of momentum as Ocala Rocket, but she hit quicksand there. And Ocala Rocket kind of had to steady a little bit. It wasn't going to make a difference. Things just got tight.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said here, but here's the thing, okay? We got one horse that's 1 for 8 and just 0 for 1 routing on Tapeta. And then we have Ocala Rocket, who's 1 for 17 and literally does what you just did, finds 1 or 2 better every single time. Who are you going to take? It's a complete no-brainer. You got to take the 8. Are they going to win? I don't know. That remains to be seen. You can't come back to Ocala Rocket. I made Proud American the morning line favorite. I think people get fed up with horses like Ocala Rocket, and I know it was the bottom maidens. It was a good win last time.
Yeah, hey, it was. It was coming off of a little bit of a freshening up as well. The Kathleen O'Connell barn has just done so well lately.
Yes.
Just running, everything's running out of their skin here. It's hard to come up and face a class like this, but at the same time, it's a good thing to face a class like this because you have horses like Ocala Rocket.
Exactly. Very, very well said at 1 for 17, and then you're coming in off a maiden win.
Right.
You got to think you're in a good spot.
Right.
Late double in race number 8. Kicks off with a good one, too. On a fast main track, 7 furlongs for State Bred. optional claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, scratch the rail. This was a little bit late. Neom City is out. Scratch the 4, our old pal Atlanta Alexander is out. And at least your morning line favorite, Alice Queen, the 10, is out. And I think the race did clearly go through her. Let's try Sin for a Season, another dropper here after facing Open Company.
Yep, it was a tough group, and that was going 2 turns on the Tapeta. She set some quick-ish fractions and then just called it a day. The 2 turns on the Tapeta, she just didn't want any part of it, which is interesting because you looked at the bullets coming into it on the Tapeta. That just goes to show they can breeze fast on the Tapeta. That doesn't mean that they're Tapeta horses. She showed that here. I think we'll get a better fair of maybe her class today. I think this still might be a little bit too sharp for, but if anything, we're back in with State Breds.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. That's a big deal, and that's why Broderie is going to take all the beating here, because if you want to be really hard-headed, and I kind of think you can be. Okay, you got a sloppy track last time. Forgive it. Tapeta, no.
Right.
Overnight handicap, no. Not against Claret Beret, who could win the Breeders' Cup Sprint this year. Okay.
Right.
So you look back, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 starts back, 3, 4 and 5 starts back. They lay over this field.
They do.
Can you get to it?
That's the big question here. The 7 furlongs, I think, should hit her between the eyes. It's not. She's only had 1 try at it, and it was a second place finish. I'm just still so convinced that she's a grass mare. I really am. I think that I know that she's had a try across it, but it was just one time against a really tough group. If anything, they put the blinkers back off of her, which I don't know why they put.
Well, that's
on
the
her
other
anyway.
thing. 2 starts in a row with blinkers. So, like I said, if you just focus on the April 6th and March 8th, they won't beat her today for sure. Gervin Star, let's show you her at Atlanta. Alexander's out, but Gervin Star is in this, and boy, she ran well in this. My note said she was pressed and chased the whole way as the inside speed, and she held.
She ran her eyeballs out, and poor thing just won the battle but lost the war against Defended here, who just was sitting back, as you like to say, licking her chops, just waiting for her. And Gervin Star ran so good here. You got to give her so much credit. She was coming off of 2 wins in a row, from a maiden win to a 25 win. She ran so hard here. She just didn't get it done. I think she's a big player here.
She's a huge player here, especially with the scratches and especially with her speed. And just note, the horse she was dueling with early was the horse that ran 6th there, about 20 lengths back. That was a big-time effort. Great to be back on the turf today, and we will wrap it up over that surface in the finale. Rails at 52 feet. Do take note of that. $25,000 maiden claimer. We go a mile and a 16th for the fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's a clean 8-pack, and you are on the 3. Awesome campaign. The big one here is First Time Barboza.
Yeah, and can he get something more out of this filly? I don't think he actually necessarily needs to get anything more out of her. If he can just keep her the way she was, even with Carlos Narvaez, I think she should be a big player in here. This is not the strongest $25,000 turf maiden that we're going to run. And she's got more speed than she showed last time, I think.
Yeah, she's going to need it. That's not working last time. I don't care who her trainer is. You got to be closer, and I agree. The 2 starts back was solid. I just feel like it's now the time for Giddy Up Baby.
I hope.
She's the house horse. She was 2nd in a special weight last time. Granted, as low-level special weight as you're going to see. Her turf races are good.
Right.
Wellness. We'll show you the race 2 back, right? Because she ran really well, and that was like the only spot where she's really had a chance.
Yeah, and when you pull this up, she was so wide here, just coming off this turn. Rails were at 38 feet that day. You see her. She's not much to look at. She's not that athletic, but hey, she tries. It took her a while to switch her leads, and when she finally does, she kind of gets a little bit of an extra gear here. I think that it was just so significant there, the fact that, when she switched her lead, she at least wanted to put her head back down for a third, which is a good sign. Can she win? Probably not, but that race was a good one.
The race is as good as anybody's done in here, that's for sure. Exactly. I mean, the 3 favorites they all look a cut above. The 5, Too Much Fun, would be the one kind of outsider. Ronnie used Mary Marguerite. That's a 7, and you got her in the mix as well, trying turf.
Yeah, look, this is a horse that I wanted to try to make. Gift box are just 4 for 58 with turf routes, so not good at all.
Yeah.
She was up and down the whole way on the dirt. Could she be a grass horse? Yes, but to me, she's like a 12-5 maiden claimer.
Yeah, to me, it's more the distance that would move
That'll
her
help,
up
yep.
today, not the surface. Gift box, wanted to run 3 miles
Right.
back in the day for Chad Brown. So we'll see. Good 9-pack. Couple maiden races back on turf today as well. Let's take a look at the lightning round before we wrap things up here. Standings to start, and we know Edgard and
Change in the plot.
yeah, Edgard and Safi are down the road, but the underneath the podium has been live all meet, and this continues to be a fun one because now you've got really 4 guys fighting for 2 spots.
Yep, and it's really cool just to see, and it's been a big battle. We still have a couple months left, so we'll see what happens, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yep. Trainer standings because, a lot of these guys on this list now, obviously Safi, but Jose and Carlos David, they've had success at Saratoga as well. So these are the 3 guys, and Joe Orsino, not the numbers, but he's still on the board there.
Man, Joe Orsino, he's another one like Patrick B. and Cone. They don't have a lot of numbers, but they're winning at a high percentage. Yeah.
So the deja vu is just like last year when we have the sheer drama into the win and you're in Princess Rooney. Last year it worked perfectly for Safi. We won the Soul of an Angel in the Rooney. Here's Clarette Beret just absolutely dominating back in May.
Yeah, this was impressive. And then she came back to run at Churchill after that, right?
I think that's the big deal here. This is great, and we're just showing you a horse that obviously loves it here.
Right.
The bigger deal was, and we'll show that to you tomorrow, the bigger deal was she went up to Churchill and she gave Valha everything she wanted and more over a surface Valha loves in the grade 2.
Yep.
Huge
It is huge.
effort. Clearly the horse to beat. Hall and Ice is in there as well. And then, who rumors have it is in there.
Yeah, who ran a really big race. Really big race.
Huge race, albeit in the slop. That Songbird filly for Whisper Hill and Kent Sweezy that he's got going the right way. So that's fun.
Very fun.
Very fun. TT Pick 3 is back properly today.
Yes, the real tropical turf pick 3.
Tropical
2, 4, and 9 today. And good ones, maidens to kick them off, so we'll take a look at them, and that'll help a lot.
You joked about, throwing a replay up that you sent so long ago. I looked at that. I said, no idea what delicious is. But
yeah.
get these tickets early for Taste of the Track next Saturday, or this Saturday, excuse me. Get these tickets early. They do sell out, especially day of, and they do a great job up there.
Yep, they do. And Taste of Havana, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
So Cuban themed, and will be a lot of fun tomorrow.
Some rum, I would think, probably.
Yeah, that's got to be it. It looks
right?
like a good drink there.
It does look like a good drink there. So it's going to be a beautiful day out. So best bet for you?
It's in the opener in just about 24 minutes with the number 3.
That is 5 Eyes on Michael. And who do I have here? Best bet for me is, see if we're on a 7-second delay still. I got no chance. Hot Diva, second time for B and Cone in that maiden. Special weight in race number 3. Long shot for you.
It is Ganesh. Yep, Ganesh in race number 4, back to the grass.
I'm right after her in race number 5, 51, Mr. Iceman for the Cassie Barn. Big wake up on Tapeta last time. We'll try to break through today. That's it. Ronnie's here as well. And, of course, Pete Aiello is upstairs. Scratches and changes on a Good Friday here at Gulfstream Park.